Hey, and welcome to another episode on the YouTube channel. If you're new here, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate if you could go back and watch the previous videos as well. And I'd love to hear your thoughts if you could let me know by leaving them in the comments or following us on social media. So on this video, I want to talk about the Sky Vac Atom. When I first started, I always had the vision in my own mind that I didn't want it to be a window cleaning business. I wanted it to be an exterior cleaning business. Now, I knew that that was something that I couldn't achieve straight away, so I couldn't go out and buy all of the equipment straight away, and it was something that would take some time to be able to build up to. So when I first started, it was literally a couple of months in when I decided to buy the gutter vac. Now, if you've seen the previous videos, you may or may not have watched the one where I spoke about additional services and adding additional revenue. Now, on that one, I talk about washing the exterior of a gutter, fascias and soffits for a customer. They go hand in hand, so if you're washing the gutter on the outside and you're doing the fascias and the soffits, you can then also be hoovering out the gutter as well at the same time. So generally I've not found where I've gone to a customer and they've said, can you just hoover out the gutter and don't worry about washing it. It's always come like as a kind of like as a package. That's kind of what they wanted. So then again, it's just additional revenue on top of the original job of, say, just clearing the gutter. If you're an experienced window cleaner and over the years you've built up your own round of customers, I'm afraid to say that if you're not offering any additional services like gutter clearing as an example, then you are leaving money on the table, because the likelihood is these customers either don't know about gutter clearing and haven't thought about it, or if they have, then they're spending the money elsewhere with someone else. And the aim of it is to be able to get them to spend more money with you, because it makes more sense, because they already know you, like you and trust you. So it's an easier transition for you to have that conversation with the customer by explaining that you now can confidently clear their gutters for them for X amount of money, whatever you decide to charge. Now, for me, that was always a no-brainer. I want to be the kind of go-to person that people think of when they think of anything to do with exterior cleaning in my area. So whether that is gutter clearing, window cleaning, pressure washing, fascias, soffits, any of those things, I want them to think, okay, that's the person I want to go to, because they already know who I am. And it makes it easier for them to spend money with me, because they, like I said, they like you, they know you, and they trust you, right? So that was one of the reasons that I wanted to get the gutter vac, because it made me look more professional, because I had the equipment. And if I'm prepared to invest in myself and invest in the business, then I know that the customers will trust in me that I am a professional and I am going to do the best physical possible job for them. Now, that's not to say that if you climb a ladder and do it by hand that you're not professional, because it is, but that's just not something that I would want to do. I try not to use ladders as much as possible, purely and simply because I don't like climbing ladders. Now, I know I could get some stick for that, because it's like, well, you're a window cleaner. All window cleaners like climbing ladders, don't they? Well, the truth is, I'm not a window cleaner. Yes, I set up essentially to start with a window cleaning business, but it was always from the perspective, like I said previously, that I'm building an exterior cleaning business. Now, I don't have to climb ladders. You've got water-fed pole, which enables you to clean the windows from the safety of the ground. The gutter vac system, like the Sky Vac, enables you to clear gutters from the ground. And also, because of technology, you can take photos or videos before, and you can take photos and videos after using a GoPro, your phone, and your water-fed pole to do that. So I don't think personally that for the majority of the time you need to use ladders. Now, listen, I completely agree that there are some times where you would need to use a ladder, and I've done it. So I've got a 12-way multi-system ladder thing that's in the back of the van, and that comes out when I need to be able to use it for, say, like cleaning windows. So I had a customer where there was a conservatory roof and I couldn't quite get to it because the garden wasn't long enough to be able to get to the window. So I got the ladder out, and obviously on the kind of A-frame, stood on the ladder and then washed the windows from there. But the point is, all of these things can be done from the safety of the ground. And then when you're talking to the customer and you say, well, I've invested, £800, whatever, in this piece of equipment to be able to do the very best possible job for you. I think there is a value in that to the customer, that they think, okay, this guy's serious. He knows what he's doing, and he's prepared to kind of, put his money where his mouth is, so to speak. So with the Skyvac Atom, like I said, I went for the 6-pole system, which is 3 stories. So it goes up to 30 feet. And the reason why I did that was kind of, I think it's the middle package. The reason why I did that was because that was the one, based on my area, the height of the house, it just kind of works for most properties. So the Sky Vac Atom is 1600 watts. It is a wet dry vac, so if you don't know anything about it. So I went for the carbon poles. So these are just the push fit, so they just slide into each other. So there's no clamps or anything to get stuck or broken. It's just as simple as possible. With the Sky Vac Atom, you also get an internal cleaning kit. So essentially, like if you look on the Spinner Clean website, I'm sure you'll be able to see it, but they do, they use the poles and like the internal nozzle on the end, and they're cleaning like cobwebs inside a church and stuff. You can do all those things with it. I've not done it, but you can. So I think it does have a multitude of purposes, not just gutter clearing. So another example where we use the additional tools that you can get with it was when we was clearing someone's gutter. The customer had artificial grass, and there was loads of leaves on it, and she was an elderly lady. And when we were bringing out the wastage from the gutter, obviously bits of it were dropping on the floor because they were quite big chunks. So literally, once we'd finished the job, I pulled out the extra tools that you get with it, literally turned it into essentially a hoover, and stood there and hoovered her artificial grass. And I went, obviously, did all the bits, the mess that we made, but then I also did all the hoovering of the additional leaves that had already fallen previously, because it just leaves a better impression on the customer. Now, you don't have to do that. That's just something I wanted to do because I was in a position where I had the luxury of having time on my hands to be able to do that. And, if a customer asks me to do it for them, I'll do it. Will I charge them? Depends on the size of the garden and what they want. But yeah, again, it's just there's another revenue. If they said, well, actually, whilst you're hoovering that part, could you just finish the rest of it? And you say to them, yeah, well, no worries, that's an extra £10. And if it takes you 15 minutes, that's just £10 extra that you've earned on that job. If you can do that 3 days a week, it's an extra £30 a week. Doesn't sound like a lot, but when you add it over the course of 12 months, it makes a difference in your business and justifies spending £800 on a gutter vac. So with the gutter vac, you've got the obviously the sucker function, and then you've got the blow function. So if the customer did have some dry leaves, you could use it to blow away the leaves if you wanted to, rather than obviously having like a proper leaf blower. So the other thing that you would need to get is an extension lead. So on top of the equipment, you would need an extension lead. Now with this, I think I bought that from like B&Q for £25. I was told when I was doing my research that you should always fully extend the extension lead to stop them from overheating. I can only make that assumption that is correct. I don't know because I'm not an electrician. So by just thinking about that, I do that every single time. So I fully extend the extension lead just in case, because I don't want to cause any issues. Yeah. So, but essentially for £800, you could go out there and start cleaning gutters and add additional revenue to your business. And the way that I looked at it was, whatever investment I want to make in the business, whether that be equipment, whether that be marketing, I'm always looking at, okay, if I put this amount of money in, how much more can I get back from it? So as an example with the gutter clearing, if I went and spent £800 on it, how many gutter clearing jobs would I have to do to be able to cover that cost and then make money? Now, if you did 10 gutter clearing jobs at £100 each, that's £1,000. That's covered for the equipment. If the equipment lasts you for 4 years and you just make and you just do 10 a year, you know, if you did essentially one a month, excluding Christmas and holiday, that's an extra £1,000 a year to your business. Yes, you've had to outlay the £1,000 up front, but every year going forward, that's an extra £1,000. Now, I firmly believe that you could earn more than £1,000 a year from your gutter vac. You know, from my own personal experience, I know that you can earn more than that. Now, if you're watching this video and you're thinking, great, well, I'm glad it's worked out for you, but I don't have £800 spare to be able to just invest into a gutter vac without knowing that it's definitely going to work. Well, when I bought mine, I decided to use PayPal credit. Okay. Now, with SpinnerClean, you can buy the products through PayPal, and what PayPal do is they offer you the facility to spread those payments over 3 months. So they do 3 installments. Okay. So month 1, so on the purchase, you would make your first initial payment, and then they take 2 further payments out, obviously consecutively month after month, until it's paid for that 3-month period. The good thing about it is it's interest free. Now, that isn't financial advice. I'm not telling everyone to go and do that. That's something that I decided to do, and this is just my journey. Yeah. But it made sense because then I was able to spend, say, £300 to get the equipment. I then knew I had another month before I could then, if I could go and do 3 gutter jobs at £100 each, I then had the money to make the next installment. And then the next month, if I could do the same thing, I've covered my costs. So then essentially, you know, it's then almost become free by the time I get to month 4. Then every month, if I know I can do that for £300 every month, then I know that all of a sudden I'm adding an extra 3 to 5 grand to the business per year from spending £800. So it makes sense to buy it. The other good thing when you buy it from SpinnerClean is, you know, they give you loads of marketing material and images and stuff to use on social media. Now, I know, you know, you might be thinking, well, yeah, I've seen them all over the place and loads of people have used them, but, you know, at the end of the day, when you're starting out, you might not have the before and after photos, especially the high quality photos, and they give you those for free if you're buying it from them. So again, that was just another benefit that I found when buying the equipment, and that was why I chose SpinnerClean Limited to actually buy it through. So yeah, I think that kind of wraps up the end of the video. Hopefully I've got into enough detail of the reasons why I bought it. I didn't want this to be a video that, you know, showed you how it worked and putting it together and stuff like that, because there's loads of videos out there. This is just my personal experience and my journey of the reasons why I bought it, what I'm doing with it, and why I think every business should add additional services to it, because it's just extra revenue for the business. Obviously, you know, window cleaning is the core element to my business, and then the add-on services around it at the moment are extras. But at the end of the day, you run your business how you see fit and what you want to do. And you may find that you start doing gutter jobs, there's no one in your area doing gutter clearing, and all of a sudden the gutters just explode, and then all of a sudden that could be your main element to the business, and then window cleaning is just an extra. You never know. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you've got any questions, let me know, drop them in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.